We have issued a code red weather alert for the Miami Valley. This because we expect dangerously cold weather starting on Friday. When we talk about dangerously cold, it's not just the temperatures, it's the wind chills that are going to be the biggest factor, because we do expect the actual air temperature to be in the single digits, maybe even nearing zero. Now, there is a secondary thing that we have issued the code red weather alert for, and that is the potential for heavy snow Saturday into Sunday. And we are starting to get a little bit more confidence in a higher amount for Dayton. We'll talk about the amounts and give numbers perhaps tomorrow, but let's focus in on the wind chill. So here we are Friday morning. Friday's actually going to start in the single digits and teens. So yes, you're going to have a couple of the wind chills actually above zero. But watch what happens. By the time we get into Saturday morning, we're going to be 10, 15 below. This is where you start talking about frostbite, and that's the biggest concern. Don't forget, a lot of us have to drive places still on Saturday morning. A lot of us may be trying to beat the winter system by getting groceries. The last thing we really want is you to be pulled over, having to exit your vehicle and be outside in shorts and a t-shirt. So wherever you go, have an emergency blanket, have extra supplies, and also dress warm if you're going to be outside. This is when I talk about bitter, brutal, dangerously cold, this is the definition of it. Now, as we get towards Saturday afternoon, the focus then will become the potential for snow. Now, we saw yesterday there was, I will call it discrepancy, or maybe the models hadn't quite come to an agreement. They have shifted further north, and this is when we talk about a higher degree of confidence. What that means is that we could see some of the heavier bands moving into the Miami Valley, perhaps as early as Saturday afternoon, but certainly for Saturday night and potentially Sunday. What that would also mean is the potential for some freezing rain moving into parts of Tennessee, maybe Kentucky. A lot of this will depend on the exact location. But if you are looking strictly at the Miami Valley, Cincinnati area, what you will be looking for is, we are on the north side of the low, we're going to have plenty of moisture. This is going to potentially be a significant travel disruptor throughout much of Sunday, but by Sunday night, it should start to clear out. Here's the thing, Monday, depending on how much snow on the ground, yet again, we could be talking about teens below wind chills, or maybe even colder, because that snow is really going to help drop temperatures. Now, one thing I'll point is, the reason we're starting to get some confidence is because we are looking at cold air and moisture. You combine those two, okay, you think about snow, right? You need a lot of moisture, you need the cold air, otherwise you'll get rain or just dry weather. Minus 12 to minus 18 is the preferred temperature for snow to form those big crystals that add up quickly. In this case, there are portions of the atmosphere that are checking that box. We are on the north side of the low. That tends to be where you get more lift. If you think of it, it gets the atmosphere energized. It starts to move that moisture. And because of that, we are looking at just about perfect ideal conditions. I'll caveat by saying the one thing that could go wrong is dry air moving in. We'll have to watch that. That's more of a day of system that we'll be on the lookout for. But at this point, our confidence is increasing for snow. But don't let that hide the fact that beginning Friday, continuing Saturday, and potentially all the way through Monday, we are also looking at dangerously cold wind chills. We'll keep you updated at Dayton247now.com, on our Facebook, and of course on YouTube as well.